All right, so back to our show command. So we did show version, and we got to see the Cisco iOS software. And actually, I exited out of it, so let me go back here. So show version, I'm going to hit spacebar. When you get a more filter here at the bottom, you have three options. You can hit enter, which will give you one line at a time. You can hit spacebar, which will give you a whole screen full of information until either another more filter or it's done sending information. Or you can hit any other key and it'll break out and put you back on a prompt. So in this case, going through the different things in the show version, we have, it's Cisco iOS software, it's 2950 running this version of code. We have a copyright by Cisco. Notice the lowercase c Cisco systems. When they actually, this is kind of trivial Cisco thing, but when Cisco incorporated, this is the story. I don't know if this is true. This could be complete gossip here, but this is what I've heard. When Cisco went to go incorporate the name Cisco Systems, originally they were going to call themselves San Francisco Systems. And on the way down to the Articles of Incorporation office, they decided that they liked the name Cisco Systems better because it they envisioned it more as a global sounding company as opposed to San Francisco Systems. So they whited out on the Articles of Incorporation papers. They whited out all of the San Fran in front of where it said Cisco, right? And then when they turned them in, they didn't realize that they forgot to uppercase the C on all of the Articles of Incorporation documents. So when they incorporated with a lowercase c for Cisco and then uppercase S Systems in their name. And all of their original logos corresponded that name that they incorporated with back in 1986. Now, they did later change it to an uppercase C, and you can see that by the change in their logos later on, and then they got the new one that kind of, I don't like it. It looks like a Tonka toy logo, but that's my personal opinion. Nothing against Cisco. You can tell how long somebody's been working at Cisco if their tagline has the lowercase c. So if you're talking to TAC engineers and solving a problem with Cisco and they send you an email and it's lowercase c, you can tell the person's been there for quite a while. All right, so a little bit of off tangent trivia there, but okay. So this device has been up for 29 minutes. This is the flash. It was returned by ROM by power on because we plugged the switch in. We have the lawyerism here about the cryptographic feature set. From there, go to Cisco Crypto, and learn all about why it's a bad thing. We have a 24 fast Ethernet ports and 2 gigabit ports on this switch. 32K of flash simulated NVRAM. I did mention there was something kind of code weird going on there. It's not really an NVRAM chip like it is in a router, but that's simply the case. And I hope the background isn't distracting. Usually I have the lab up here like that, so this actually looks better. Okay, and then we have the MAC address. This is the base MAC address for the switch itself. Motherboard assembly and other information that you might need when dealing with TAC, such as the serial numbers and so on. Okay, so that brings us back to our switch prompt. Very, very useful to understand that show version command. Things like last reset from system reset type thing. If there was a code failure, that particular prompt here would come back and say last reset from divide by zero error or software failure and reboot type thing. And those could be very useful information when you're doing troubleshooting and trying to solve problems with, say, TAC on the line, and maybe there's a software problem with iOS that needs to be resolved and you have to upgrade your code. Okay, so I did show run already and show version now. So we're going to do one more, which is show interface. And the show interfaces command shows you on an interface by interface basis what the status of the interface is. So we only have 3 interfaces that are currently active. The management interface, which is the VLAN 1 interface, currently has an IP address here. And there's a whole bunch of information about packet input and output rates. But this is very, very useful for troubleshooting. Gives us a number of packets input, output, and a 5-minute rate timer. Also give us a transmit and receive load value. Now this is 1/255, so that's a very light load, if any load at all. Whereas 255/255 would be the equivalent of being 100%. 50% load would be 128/255, and that's essentially how to read this. The other one, reliability. If you're having a bunch of problems with packets, you'd expect this number to go down. So 255 over 255 is 100% reliability. So it's a very reliable interface, hasn't dropped any interfaces or had any issues such as runts or input errors or giants or other such bad things with Ethernet.